like fries and a Wendy's Frosty.
Oh, Frosty, yeah.
Just because as kids, like that's what we loved. We would always have that. Like
It just
my
didn't
mom
slap
would
like it
take
used to.
me and my sisters, and we'd go get a Wendy's Frosty, and it was awesome. It was so bad. I think we threw it away.
Oh.
It's
I
just
did
not
not
good.
throw mine away.
With the Frosty? I thought we did.
No.
Because I'll finish
And that was
anything.
like 2 years ago. BT'd up.
Was it really?
Yep, it was when we were
Back. It's a new week. New episode.
Survived tax season.
I know. Tax season is over. Or, I mean, to like most people, like tax season's like in April. But,
Yes.
but like corporate tax season is, or is that just specific to like insurance?
No. So even individuals can have a tax deadline that's October 15th. They can get a 6-month extension. You just have to file for it.
Okay.
Most individuals are not going to need that. They're going to have everything they need by the April 15th deadline. But people with more complex financial situations, own a lot of businesses, etc., might ask for an extension.
Okay. So like, realistically though, if someone just never paid taxes, what are the chances they get like audited by the IRS?
Well, if they make no money,
Pretty
probably,
low. Okay.
probably not very high.
I feel like you could get away with it.
Yeah.
But I know now that we're done, I was joking with you about being a CPA spouse because of all those like memes and jokes of crazy stories about the military wives on like Facebook.
Yeah, those are they're a lot sometimes.
But I was thinking I need to ask my mom about if she has any fun stories. Just from her time of being the military
If
wife.
she took,
yeah.
Isn't there a name for it?
Like what do you mean?
Like a military spouse.
Yeah, I think so.
But I don't know what the name is, so I can tell you. Do you think your mom embodied the military wife spouse? Military spouse.
I don't think she was on Facebook talking about it. But that was like pre-Facebook because I think Facebook was like 2006.
I don't know.
Oh, okay. I had a Facebook pretty early because they had the fun games.
Yeah, I got a Facebook in 5th grade.
Well,
it's my only account. It's the same one. I mean, you could go to my Facebook and see some real throwbacks of my many decisions I made as a child.
Just the other day, my friends were posting some like old photos, and one of them had like a screenshot of like a 2014. It was like the rate, date, hate, or whatever on the pictures.
Oh, God.
Like LMH, like my status.
Gosh, like my static for a TBH or whatever.
Yeah, those were awful. And then, like, of course, it was like every kid was 13, 14.
Yeah.
I mean, there was some people that did it like up until like senior year, like 18.
Oh yeah, yeah, and you're like, that's old. That died a long time ago. But some people were legit mean on that, like the rate, date, hate, or like my status and I'll rate you sort of thing. You're kind of ugly. Not gonna lie.
That's really funny. Maybe
terrible personality.
Maybe not the response that.
But it was probably more middle school language where it was like, "You're really mean to my best friend."
Oh yeah, my favorite were the TBH. I don't really know you.
Oh yeah.
And it's like we've never hung out.
And then it's like, we've never hung out. We should do that more.
Yeah.
Winky face. You know, something I never understood was the whole RAR XD thing.
Yeah, that was like just a joke on the internet, but people would put that after like the end of everything.
Yeah. So it'd be, I rate you like an 8. We don't hang out much though. We should definitely do that more. RAR XD.
It's just
like,
it's almost because like some people, which like you'll notice it more, or even just like listening to this, you might notice it, but they will put an emoji after everything or multiple.
I'm not gonna lie, big emoji girl.
No, I'm like crazy excessive. Like after every
Oh, like,
message.
because sometimes if I'm saying something that's rather blunt, and I'm like, I don't mean this mean, but this is the only way to get my point across.
Is
So I
you,
mean
you
this in the
just
nicest way possible. Here's a smiley face.
yeah. Um, even like on Teams and like Slack
Yeah.
messages, it like
Although I think it's really funny because in our business classes in college, they're like, you never use emojis
you have to be serious all the
all the
time or
time.
like
Don't ever use exclamation points, all these rules. And that was one of the biggest shocks to me transitioning to the quote corporate life
yeah.
was
Well, we had to write like your first assignment of college, write a business email
yeah.
or
And it's
and
like,
just
okay, no exclamation points. You know, you space out things, keep it, and I agree, keep it simple and to the point, but you don't have to sound like a lifeless,
yeah.
mean, just like, I'm dedicated to the work. You are dedicated to the work. This is all we all do.
Yeah. I'm not really like an exclamation point user, but I know a lot of people are on like Teams messages and everything, just like to make stuff like your report is ready to view exclamation point or
I'll do it if I say thank you exclamation point. If like a client sends me a document I need and I'm just responding thank you, I'll send an exclamation point.
okay, so you're really jazzing it up.
Yeah, well, period seemed just like doesn't fit the vibe, Like it when the whole message is literally thank you, a period just feels.
Not
It's
not
it's
enough.
pretty much just saying yo I got this. Thank you for sending it.
Yeah. I just like how much more casual like stuff is.
Although I was thinking the other day about, and I mentioned this to you last night about if my lingo quotes was kind of Gen Z-ish, which Katie will tell me I'm in,
Your sister is Gen Z,
yes,
and
full.
but you're like right on the line.
Yes. And so I just tell her, fine, I'll be in the black hole. I'm not a millennial. I'm not Gen Z. But I was thinking about how the conversation I need to have with my boss here in the next couple weeks. And I was like, you see, the vibes are just not right for us here. I was like, I can't say that.
He's just speaking in that Gen
And so
Z-ness.
all of this, the way I kept coming up with this hypothetical conversation to keep it chill was very Gen Z lingo. And it's like, I don't know if that's going to fly. Maybe I just need to switch some words around, not use. But we started talking about the big trust thing. Still don't
Oh
know
yeah,
that.
yeah.
What's the context of that?
I think you like big trust is just slang, but like I got you, like like trust me or whatever. But
So it literally just means trust.
yeah, pretty much. But it's just
But he got big trust.
yeah.
Okay. But I love those TikTok videos where they'll be like, you go into your doctor's office and they try to speak to you Gen Z. No cap. I mean, you got a little tumor. It's just so
We're getting
funny.
old. Just being on the wrong side of 25 now. No, not you, but yeah,
I'm
yeah.
24. Thanks so much. I feel like I'm probably 28.
Okay. How long have you felt like you were 28?
Probably for about 20 years now.
Yeah, because I know when we first started dating, you were like, yeah, I'm the oldest sibling. And then come to find out, like, your brother is like 2 years older
Did I
than you.
legit tell you that?
Yeah, I think so.
That is so funny.
Yeah.
I just want everyone to believe it.
And then I was like, oh, so you have an older brother? And then you were just like, not technically. But I always felt the oldest.
Exactly. That's how we roll here in 2023.
But just what I wanted to talk to you about today is last week was like the TikTok, Instagram. I saw it on Instagram because,
you're such
I'm like a week
boomer.
behind because Instagram is just TikToks reposted. But
Yeah.
you just get the best stuff with that. Now, the Cheesecake Factory, which I think the last time we had the Cheesecake Factory is you DoorDashed me like a cheesecake or
Yeah, a
something.
chocolate cake, I think.
What was that for? It was really good.
Yeah. I have no idea why I DoorDashed you that.
But it may have just been for fun. It was for something.
Yeah, it was for something, but I have no idea now. Maybe Valentine's Day.
That sounds kind of right. But yeah, so like, I don't know, we've never been. But basically, to break this down really quick, this lady made a TikTok that she was upset that this like first date took her to the Cheesecake Factory, so she refused to get out of his car. And then he like made a response video and was like, we had reservations at this really nice place. Like, she showed up 30 minutes late, so we missed our reservation. So I had to take her here. And, you know, no hate to the Cheesecake Factory. Like, it's probably fine. But, and then basically, but the girl was just getting roasted.
Yeah.
And that she just wanted
I think
a free
it's
meal.
funny because when I was a kid, Cheesecake Factory was looked at as pretty nice.
A lot of people view it as pretty nice because, I mean, going to like
it's not
fancy
cheap.
restaurants are like crazy expensive.
Yeah.
I mean, but you know, like I haven't been a ton just because I didn't live around one.
Yeah.
But like they always joke like the menu is like so large, so it's kind of
Mm-hmm.
like, you know, if you go there, everyone can get whatever they want.
Yeah.
Because like, I mean, we're picky with food.
No.
Yeah, we're very picky, but you know, you can go anywhere.
I'm less picky now than I used to be.
But like, we don't go to like some places. Like, I know like something fun we did last year. We went and got.
Oh.
It's
I
just
did
not
not
good.
throw mine away.
With the frosting, I thought we did.
No.
Because I'll finish
And that was
anything.
like 2 years ago. BT'd up.
Was it really?
Yep, it was when we were in Augusta.
Time goes fast when you're getting old.
You really are old now.
But just on that, our first date, we went and got ice cream. I don't know if we've talked about it before, but really good ice cream place. They've since expanded. Place is awesome. We go there like every time we're back in Lawrence.
Mm-hmm.
And it was great. It was cheap. It may have been even like student discount.
Yeah, it might
night.
have been student
Yeah,
discount
so like
night.
even better. And that's just kind of
Wasn't
like,
that like you got one free?
yeah,
So you
I think
just
it was
had
like
to pay
buy
for
one get one if you
Yeah.
had your student ID. So like, of course, you know, and then that's just kind of like another thing. I know like when I would get you some things when we were like first dating, and I still do it now, but I'm just like, yeah, man, I got this for you. Yeah, it was on sale. And then, you know, I thought I was just getting a great deal because at one of my internships, they gave me flowers like 2 days in a row. And I was like, hey, I got you free flowers. Like, look at these, like the beautiful bouquet.
Yes.
And you did not appreciate
No,
them as much.
that's not true. It's that you had never gotten me flowers before, so the only reason you ever had gotten me flowers was because they were free.
I really struggle because they're just going to die.
But they're pretty.
Yeah. Well, they last a week.
Okay. Well, it's a good week.
Yeah. Now, I've gotten better about it. I'll get you flowers a little bit more often. Not a ton, though. But just going off of that, like, the Cheesecake Factory, you know, I don't know if that's, like, where you would go.
Mm-hmm.
You know, maybe, like, because I took you to a barbecue place after, like, that summer, and, like, we hadn't eaten not eaten, but, like, seen each other for a long time. That place wasn't good. You liked it. I didn't like it. So what would be your ideal first date? And, like, how has that shifted from, like, when we started dating in college to, like, now? Because I think it's, like, very different. Like, dating in college and, like, you know, dating at, like, 25 after school is very different.
I mean, my ideal first date today would be let's go to a coffee shop, grab a coffee, and go for a walk.
So, like,
Or a
really
hiking
casual.
Yeah.
And I think that's, like, very common as far as, like, more people now. It's like a very, like, low stakes. You're not like required to like.
Well, and I mean, same with ice cream date where we could walk up and down Mass Street or whatever. I like to do something. I'm not the best. Let's just sit and talk about all these things about each other. Because when you're first dating, you've probably went on a few dates and I think it's more about do you guys click than does
Having to
your
be super
favorite
serious
color
yeah.
match my favorite color and whatever.
Yeah.
I think walking and talking, your conversation.
Because if you can just get along well with someone, like,
Mm-hmm.
like that's like a huge part. And then obviously, like, doing that, it's like low stakes.
Well,
like you might be out $20 or
yeah.
something, and
Well, and I mean, one, it's also a lifestyle match for me because
that's what you like to do.
yes, like
yeah.
I spend a lot of my time outside just walking and stuff, and so if someone's like, "Nah, I don't walk," then it'd be an automatic. That's a no. But I mean, also, I mean, when we go to a restaurant now for a date, we don't usually talk a ton. We're more just
Listening to other people's
conversation.
conversations
Because the
they're
restaurant's so loud usually.
yeah
It's hard
restaurants
to
are
have
very
a
loud.
conversation. So why would we have a serious talk when every other sentence one of us is saying, "What?
Interrupted.
What'd you say?"
And you can just hear some like incredible stuff. Like just even last week, we were listening to this lady complain that the color of her margarita was the wrong color because
Yeah, the wrong
she
shade.
has them all the time.
Or I like to think about when we went to that nice restaurant in New York City.
We sat next to this like big family.
Well, because there was the family that I think was that hadn't been there. I mean, they were from New York. They had a friend in the like. It was very fun to hear them talk about their stories about the city as people who had lived there had been there for like generationally, it sounded like.
And it sounded like they hadn't been to that place for like 20 years, but they like were getting together. And
yeah, and that was really cool.
So we were just snooping.
But, and then we sat, behind me was the couple probably about our age, where the dude was really sizing himself.
Oh, yeah. I was definitely really, some like Wall Street wannabe dude.
Oh my gosh. And you just want to be like, dude, shut up. Like, we're all that's good.
It was a good
time.
But
he thought he was
impressive.
And maybe he was balling on Wall Street or something, or I don't know. I don't know what his story is, but he was a lot to take in. But I mean, that place was really cute, and we went there early enough to where we could still have a conversation, and it wasn't.
Yeah, like as soon as they opened.
Yeah. Next time I'd want to go later in the evening just because they did have a piano there and
You like the live music?
Love the live music. Mm-hmm. So
I'll go play some.
Sure, buddy.
I was really good at our keyboard that we purchased.
And then we sold.
Yeah. We didn't use it very much, but it was fun. You know, honestly,
I think we needed piano lessons to be able to use it because lessons get you a little more committed to the cause, where YouTube lessons I just don't think are going to do it for you.
Yeah.
Anywho, yeah. So, I mean, going off to first dates, I think it's more important to find someone that's going to match your overall vibe than trying to get a free dinner out of it. I mean, if you think about a first date, you're making a pretty significant investment into someone on that first day, especially if someone's paying for a meal for you. Do you actually even have a right to be like, I actually don't eat cheesecake, that's too low of standard for me? Like, the dude's gonna buy you food. If your goal in this whole thing is to get a free meal, then why are you expressing an opinion? Because if you're balling enough to where cheesecake is below your standards, then why are you even wasting your time just to get a free meal? That is just my personal take.
Now, that just reminded me of this other story from last week that I saw on Twitter. This guy took his date out, and it was like a first date, and she ate 48 oysters.
We splitting the check?
Well, so what ended up happening is I think like he like talked to the waiter, like maybe dropped like, I don't know, a $50 bill, and like he snuck out and left and like made her pay.
I do not blame him. That's insane. And I think that's where, because we won't share our first dinner date in Lawrence story.
Oh, why not?
Well, I don't want you to embarrass you.
Oh, it's not really embarrassing. No, I don't know why, but their card reader did not work.
Couldn't have been that bad. Mine worked.
Oh, well, they declined my card. So like I was,
This is our first dinner date in Lawrence.
Yeah.
Where we were dating. So after summer, we started dating in the middle of summer. And when we got back to campus to start the fall semester, our first date was on a Sunday. And
well, you got upset because I was checking fantasy football.
you were checking fantasy football.
like the
And
whole
I was
time.
like, I have pictures throughout that football season where we'd go on a date and I would just take a picture of you. I was like, someday this is going to become in handy because he's going to be like, I did not. And
Well,
I'll be
see,
like,
I
I'll pull
thought
up
I
the
was quick
receipts.
about it, just like, oh, real quick, just
No.
grab it and go. But yeah, so they like my card got declined.
So I paid.
Well, no, see, what made it even worse, I handed her a credit card, but in my nervousness, I handed her an expired credit card instead of the new one. So that got declined too. So then I was just like, oh, shoot. And then at that point, you were just like,
I'll get
here
it.
you go. But then I was like looking at my account and I was like,
And you even showed me your account. You're like, I see, I do have money.
I do have money. I don't know why this didn't work.
But
That was a good time.
yes. And I think sometimes girls are so snobby that they're like, no, the guy has to pay. Like, I'm not going to date a guy that's not making this much or that's not going to pay for every meal of mine, our entire dating experience. Because a relationship at the end of the day is two people, not one. So, I mean, you both
Yeah.
should be
It's-
working putting equal amounts into it.
Yeah. And there's some dynamics where people like, there's just kind of people. I like to jokingly call them alpha males because that's
Yes.
funny and I think that's common.
And
But
by all means, if that's what they want to do, then go do it. And there's going to be girls who want that, and by all means. But you also shouldn't be a freeloader, in my opinion. And if you're going to just date around guys to get free meals out of it, I just don't know if that's super moral.
That's pretty lame.
Yeah. Like the guy's trying to find himself a girl and making a pretty significant investment into it. And you are too. Like you're getting all ready and energy wise. First dating is a lot of work.
Yeah. And I know like it's definitely changed a lot. Just even in like, I think the last like 10 years. Cause I mean, we met on I guess the dating apps. Is that what they're called?
Tinder?
Yeah, Tinder, like the Hinge is the new one.
Yes.
And then there was
Bumble
Bumble
had a
back in the
phase.
day. I don't know if that's still around.
And then there was like the websites too.
Oh yeah. The what are those? Like eHarmony.
Oh yeah, that one was one.
There's Christian
Christian
Mingle.
Mingle. Isn't there a cowboy one?
The Farmers Only.
Farmers Only.
That's a good one. And then there's blackpeoplemeet.com. I can't think of any other ones.
I have no idea.
I'm sure there are, but those are good stuff. But that's like really popular now. Like almost like probably most relationships or dates start from that. Mm-hmm. And that's just very different.
It's funny because when we started dating, I don't think it was super normal for you to find a relationship per se.
Well,
I mean, it was definitely becoming more popular.
Yeah.
But for you to find a lasting relationship and not just a one night thing was like a
big deal. Yeah.
But now I would say most relationships
Yeah, it's
probably
like the
come
standard.
from that. Yeah.
But just even anything, like there's so little like kind of communication between people or like meeting people. And I think COVID made it worse with everyone just going like fully remote. There was a big push towards like online. You know, everything went virtual, classes, different stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I mean, it'll be interesting. My theory, there's going to be some like augmented reality. You could just go on a date with someone with like a headset and everything.
I just don't know if that's the vibe.
I'm trying to convince Shannon that she needs a VR headset. I've talked about it for a little bit. They're pretty fun. You do get a little motion sickness for now. That was the big thing with like the Meta rebrand, you know, like Mark Zuckerberg went all in with it and it wasn't great.
Major L for his
That's
team.
the future. There's going to be like, instead of going into an office, you're going to virtual office.
That's just stupid. Why do I need to virtually be in an office?
Wouldn't that be fun? You know, like
No.
let's go to the meeting room, guys.
Oh my gosh. That would make me lose my ever loving mind.
You could
So stupid.
like, you know, those like big thing. I don't know if it was new, but like the like millennial thing was like, oh, we have games in the office. So they like, you would go and there'd be an empty ping pong table. You could just play ping pong with your boss or whatever, like on your headset, like from home, you know, if you just had like a little handheld.
I just don't understand.
It's the future.
I don't support the cause.
But that's really all from us this week. We're excited to
get back into the swing of things after tax season.
Yeah, I know. We took a week off, but
And Holly turns 5.
Yeah. Oh, our dog is 5 years old tomorrow. So last birthday, I made her a big steak. So I think I'm gonna have to do the same.
Say hi.
Same thing this year. She got some steak and whipped cream. So everyone, enjoy your week.